Welcome to Supercast for those everybody, the podcast where I am trapped with somebody who just tortures me daily. I'm sure I've used that one before, but goddamn is it true right now. Good God. I'm Zantok, otherwise known as Lister. That's Jonno, otherwise known as the person who is the biggest ratio between how funny they think they are and how funny they actually are. It's astounding. Dear God, somebody save me from this hell and become my new co-host. Please.
Just staying fresh.
That's... No.
And moisturize.
That's not what that is. Stop it.
No. Maybe it's on the other way. The bottom part is defective. It just keeps coming off.
Yeah. That's what's defective.
That feels a lot stickier.
This whole situation. The bottom part is what's defective. Not your face. Your face totally isn't the defective thing, nor are you the defective thing at all. No, it's just whatever this poorly done plastic face thing is, that's defective. Right.
It's a biocellulose mask.
There's a reason why you would not be able to do this show without me. I could do it without you. You can't do it without me.
You'd be like, oh, Zantok, what are we going to talk about today? Well, Zantok, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll get to it. Like that? Like a solo show?
Oh, no. I would know what we're talking about every time because I would be able to properly plan it.
Oh, and Mike will be there.
Don't know about that. It'd just be a solo show for the most part.
Oh, you should consider doing a few solo episodes. See what it would be like.
Okay. I have listen. I have had a plan in my back pocket for since season 2 of what I would do if I ever had to do a Smashtopia episode alone. I have it figured out. I know who it's going to be and how I'm going to approach it. It's ready.
Perfect. You just have to rename them Spiridovich.
I'm not
in the last year.
A Musa out of Yaridovich.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think I can call him Spiridovich. Listen, Mario RPG, thank you for renaming some things like the Shy Away to Bezo, which is what they're called in Super Mario Bros. 2. But Yaridovich to Spiridovich, what? I'm sure it's closer to the original Japanese version, which now I kind of want to go look up. But what the fuck?
Yari is a traditionally made Japanese blade, so I think that may be his name.
Yeah, look at this. Yaridovihi, or however the fuck that's pronounced, is what he's called in the Japanese version. In Dutch, he's Spirovic. In French, he's Javelinovich, which that's really a mouthful. German is Spearfried. Okay, that's actually good. Spearfried is good. Good job, Germany. I celebrate that. The Italian version is Lancidovic, and Spanish is Lanzatovich, which doesn't sound too bad either. But then we're getting him renamed to Spiridovich, and I'm just like, yeah.
We got the worst one.
Yeah.
By a fairly good distance, too. Yeah. Kind of like what you said when they paired you with me on this show. You could call Waluigi the co-host.
I don't think that's... I still don't believe you when you say that you got Waluigi on the show. I know you're just fucking with me.
It's great guy. You wouldn't have guessed it, but he's such a nice gentleman.
You're right. I don't believe that at all.
There's more layers to him than you would...
Is this going to be your new seasonal gag? You're going to try and convince me that you had Waluigi on the podcast the whole season?
Yeah, the first episode of season 5, we had a wonderful interview with Waluigi. You can go check it out on the channel.
I'm sure you did. It
was great. Who will we line up next? Leon Pawlowski?
Good luck. Is all
Your
I'm saying.
face.
That. I mean, first of all, if you're gonna get another
contacting him.
character, why would you go for Leon Kowalski? Like, you can set your sights higher than that. But also, they're video game characters. They're not real people.
The Mushroom Kingdom is real, my friend. You just have to go down the right pipe.
Okay, well, Leon Kowalski is not from the Mushroom Kingdom.
Well, Luigi sure is, and he had a great chat with us on this show.
No, he didn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
One
you
day
know what?
we'll,
You can have a great.
I'll see.
You know what? You know what you can have a good chat about though.
Sure. Smash or dash?
No, actually, rate their chances.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, rate them, guys.
I was trying to think of a meme to say out there. It was coming to mind was the Geico ones. Like, I really don't want to say the Geico one.
Okay.
Fuck saving money in car insurance. Just don't have a car. Then you don't have to worry about any of those prices.
There you go.
That's the real way to save on your car insurance.
You're in good hands with Zantok.
I'm pretty sure that's a different insurance company's saying, not Geico's.
I don't remember Geico's right now. I remember the caveman and the lizard.
Yeah, the gecko?
Yeah, that guy, Gecko.
Oh my god.
A future Smashopia.
Yeah, the lizard.
Probably.
Oh my god.
Not technically incorrect. They'd be like, oh, the human that does the podcast. Oh, you mean Jonno?
Jonno's not a human. Jonno's a fucking space alien. Please do not do that to our audio listeners.
At least they don't have to see what's going on.
Yeah, honestly, audio listeners, like, sometimes I feel bad if you guys not getting to see the stuff that's happening. But then there are times like this when it's like, no, you made the right decision to stick with the audio version of the podcast. Honestly, don't watch this video. Don't do it. I'm begging.
Wonder how many people clicked away already.
Please, if you value your sanity and not seeing a grown man with fake plastic facial mask on his face, please do literally anything else but watch the video. You know what you should go watch? You should go watch Chugga Conroy's rant against Paper Mario Sticker Star. It's still not done.
Is there a new video? Okay.
No. Where he's like 1 or 2 videos away from the end because he's doing 1 video per chapter. But my god, he has a counter up for how many legitimately good levels are in the game, and I think it's still in the single digits. It's either in the single digits still, or it's only just recently hit 2. It's like, oof.
Nice.
Yikes. Not a good game. Don't buy that game.
If you're Sakurai recently... Yeah, sorry.
No, what about Sakurai?
Totally different subject. Oh, he recently dropped that Ultimate retrospective too. Another YouTube Rick.
Yeah. We finally got the game concepts where he talked about Smash Ultimate. Most of it wasn't anything we didn't already know. But apparently the book that he had to plot out things for the game was 200 pages. It's like, holy shit, sir.
Wow.
How much to see that and have it translated? Because my god.
Mm-hmm.
And then he pretty much reiterates, it's like, yeah, I don't know how to top Ultimate. Maybe you don't. It's like, that's pretty much the debate.
Mm-hmm. And right now he's probably developing the next Smash right under all of our noses.
I don't think so. I mean, it's possible because the next console is absolutely on its way. But I don't think it's happening right now.
Perhaps towards the middle of the next console's lifespan, then.
I think they'd want to put some space in between Ultimate, especially if they're not gonna do Ultimate 2.
Yep. I agree.
Like the more space between Ultimate and a theoretical condensed reboot, the better.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Ultimate 2 is an easy sell. It's the big question, as we all know, is just licensing. Like, can they really get it done?
I mean, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Deluxe.
There you go.
We use the deluxe tagline for how many games in the Switch era? Not too many, but at
Mm-hmm.
least two.
Mm-hmm. I can think of one. I can't. New Super Mario Bros. U. Was it? Oh, Mario Kart 8.
Oh, three. I forgot about that one. Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. At least 3 games.
Nice. Can't wait to play as Aleer and Meowscarada.
Why would you say them specifically?
I don't know, because they're, the newest sensations from Nintendo Line Games. And the Talking Flower.
Yeah, the Talking Flower for Super Mario Wonder is confirmed to be the next newcomer. It's a Piranha Plant Echo.
Huh, that makes me feel happy. Glad it's getting its moment in the sun. Mm-hmm.
That said, I think we should go ahead and start talking about what the actual point of this episode is.
Yes, let's do it.
So, last season, for our first Smash Bros. Episode of that season, we started doing something new. We picked all the characters for our Smash Dash and our Rate Their Chances based on only characters that either debuted in a video game in that past year or just had a video game that they premiered, that they were a focus of in the last year. And we liked that. We thought that was a fun thing. We decided to do it again. And I presume we'll probably do that every season from now on until we come up to the point where we find it difficult to do so.
Yeah.
Just because it's a new way to do some things and have to pull from characters that we might not normally consider to pull from.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're starting things off with Rate Their Chances, much like our Smash Bros. All 5 of these characters either premiered in the past year, or they just had a game in their series that they were involved in the past year. Our first character that we're going to be covering for Rate Their Chances is going to be an old favorite of mine, and we've talked about him in some form before. MegaMan.EXE from Mega Man Battle Network. Because, hey, now listen, we haven't had Battle Network 7, but we did get the Legacy Collection that brought back all those games on Steam and modern consoles, so it counts. I don't care.
Let's get EXE.
Execute those files.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
The jelly gators and all. Let's go for it.
No. So, what do we think about Mega Man's chance of getting into Smash? Sadly, they're not great. They're not. We've already got a Mega Man in Smash, and if we're going to get a second Mega Man, it's probably going to be X. He's the third most likely after X. But this guy himself getting in is pretty low. Like he wouldn't even work as a classic Mega Man Echo. He could work as an X Echo potentially because his body build would match X better than it would match classic Mega Man. But sadly, while I love the character and I still say he's the best Mega Man and his games are the best of all of them, it's just when we've already got classic Mega Man, it's just not going to happen. Even if we didn't have classic Mega Man, his chances would be pretty low because you would think they would go with either classic or X first. So he's back in the spotlight, but the best he's got to hope for right now is an assist trophy. We do have we did get a Mii costume for him though, which I'm pretty happy about.
Yeah, that was a fun little unexpected thing.
All the Mega Men got a Mii costume, which is like, oh shit, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I was also happy that he got a fucking spirit. It's like, hell yes.
I think that if EXE gets in Smash ever, that he should have the moveset you made for him on the wiki of Smashtopia.
Good luck, Sakurai. I mean, to be fair, Sakurai, I did all the idea work for you. I gave you like a bulk ton, but good luck animating.
How many variances between all these special moves are there again? Do you remember?
There
remember
are
off the top of your head?
20 standards, 20 sides, 20 ups, and 20 downs. So 80 special moves.
Wonderful. Plus the Final Smash and Extra Scale unique traits. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's a meaty individual.
I started conceptualizing it over a year before I posted it.
Nice.
It took a lot of work.
That and Yugi, huh?
Yugi was half the work. Half the work.
Yeah.
Because it was only 40 special moves.
Literally half the work.
But he mechanically works differently.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lot less random, actually.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's been some interesting ones over the years. Really ambitious ones like those too, Burrito Bison. But anywho,
I don't think Mega Man
compares
on an ambitious level, but
yeah, unique rather.
I don't think any other character I ever make will compare on an ambitious level. Or at least I swear to God, I hope not. Don't do it again. Most recently, though, I did do 2B, but again, she does not compare. She only has 12 special moves.
You'll be back to 4 before you know it.
4?
Special moves, that is.
Oh, you mean... I mean, I've done more characters besides 2B since 2B, so... Who did I upload most recently? Oh, Ramza from Final Fantasy Tactics. Hell yeah!
Yep. Ramza Beowulf. Beowulf, there you go. And he throws stones.
He does throw stone.
Excellent.
It's the move that he's most iconically known for, is throw stone. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, I know. Good times with Tactics. He doesn't have high chances, unfortunately. That's just kind of the cut of it. Rather low.
But how low do we go?
How many Battle Network games were there?
6. Well...
6.
Okay. There's Battle Network. There's Battle Network 2. There's Battle Network 3. White, blue, and black. But technically black is the same as, I think, blue. It's kind of like a Pokemon red, green, and blue scenario with those ones. And then there's Battle Network 4, Red Sun, Battle Network 4, Blue Moon, Battle Network 5, Team Protoman, Battle Network 5, Team Pearl, Battle Network 6, Cybeast Gregar, Battle Network 6, Cybeast Falzar. There's a Mega Man Battle Network game on the Wonder Swan. There is Mega Man Battle Chip Challenge. There is Mega Man Network Transmission on the GameCube. There's the Legacy Collection. Do we count those as separate games? Because that had 2 more, technically.
So that brings you up to what, 16?
No, that'd be... Oh, I guess, yes, that would be 16.
That feels a little high.
Unless I'm missing... God, am I missing any? I don't think I am. Oh, I am! Mega Man 4. I'm missing 2. Mega Man 4.5 Real Execute... Or what's that? Real Operation, Real Execution? Something like that. Mega Man.EXE 4.5 Real Operation. And there was the remake of the original Battle Network game of Operate Shooting Star that crossed over with the Star Force games. And there were also 2 mobile games, which I completely forgot about. What were they called? Oh god, are there more mobile games? There's Phantom of Network and Legend of Network. And then what the fuck is this? The Metal Operation. Oh, that's a Metal arcade machine. Okay. And then Battle Chip Stadium, which was another arcade game. So what does that bring us to? 20?
Yeah.
21?
Cool. Shit. Fun times.
No. 22. There are 22 Battle Network games, technically. Realistically, there's 6.
So...
8.
So 22%.
Yeah. 22% chance. No.
There you go.
I sadly say no to the 22% chance. I'm actually just going to say 4%, and that's generous and wild card factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to say 6 to align with the games, but that still feels a little high to me.
Yeah.
So,
unfortunately.
Yeah. 4. Yeah, I'll say 4 as well.
Yeah, like realistically, it's like a 1. But we've also given several other characters on the past 2 seasons a 1%. It's like, no, Mega Man has a better chance with those characters. I'm not going to give him a 1%. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like Bad Mr. Frosty and Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah, does he have a higher chance than Ty the Tasmanian Tiger? That might be a tough call. But absolutely a better chance than Pablo Sanchez and Bad Mr. Frosty and
Firebrand?
Masahiro Sakurai himself.
Oh, unfortunately. Just kidding.
Yeah. Alright, next up. Hey, you remember the last seasons how we accidentally did Tails in both seasons?
Yes.
Well, this time it's Knuckles.
Oh, man. Not Tails again?
No, we're not. Honestly, part of me was just like, should we just do Tails every season? I think it would lose the magic immediately. So no, we're not doing that.
Okay.
It would be funny, but no. So Knuckles, Knuckles the Echidna. The problem with the Sonic characters, and we brought this up both times we discussed Tails, is there are so many good options for a second Sonic character. Tails, obviously. Knuckles, Shadow, and Dr. Eggman. All of them are competing for that slot, and it's a tight battle. I honestly don't know who it would be, or who it should be, even. Personally, like, I would probably vote for Tails over the others, but there's a good argument for any of them. And if you're going explicitly looking at an Echo situation, Shadow is right fucking there. But as a unique fighter, honestly, Knuckles would be number 3 for me of these 4. I'd go Tails and then Eggman before Knuckles. But as far as like what's likely, I mean, he could do a lot of the same stuff Sonic can. He can do his own spin dashes, but he's also more known for his strength than his speed. Even though, he's still fast, he's just not as fast as Sonic, I guess. Even though everybody in these games are shown running at the speed of fucking sound, so I don't know. Are there any characters that don't go at that? Are there any of Sonic's friends that can't run at that speed? Big Cream? Anybody else? Jet the Hawk? I don't know.
E40 Gamma?
You know what? That's probably one. Rouge? I don't know if Rouge can.
Right. Vector?
Yeah, Vector probably can't. Or Charlie.
There you go. There's the whole list right there.
Well, maybe SPO. Mighty, the Rat, or who? Mighty, or I don't know. No, Fang the Sniper. That's who I was thinking of. Fang. But the core people, they can all go that fucking fast for some goddamn reason. But Knuckles is typically more the brawler of them all. If you're gonna look at things at that rate at all. It's hard to say. He's got stiff competition. He could definitely stand out, but honestly, any of them except for, well, I guess even Shadow can stand out because you give him the Chaos Emeralds for his moves. So any of them could stand out differently from Sonic. So it's not like we're really gonna have an issue with that.
Right. Yeah, it's difficult because, as you said, there's stiff competition, and you can't help but feel that there's a certain hierarchy as well, where Tails is probably likeliest by a fair amount, followed by all of these people in an amalgam. Because from there, it just depends on where. I can't imagine a world, though. I'll say this: I can't imagine a world where Knuckles gets in before Tails. Whereas, perhaps Eggman or Shadow would make it in before Tails.
Yeah.
So with that said, probably of the 4, he's the least likeliest. We gave Tails pretty high marks in both times, like around 80 to 90%.
We gave him,
which feels a little high.
We gave him 80% the first time and then 65% the second time.
Okay. Maybe somewhere around there is the correct percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to put down because it's the second character, but then again, for Sonic, but we have Sephiroth and Richter and Ken, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And you would honestly think, I mean, outside looking in from back in the day, you would imagine Tails would make it in before any of those guys. Besides maybe Ken.
Yeah, Ken. I would say Well, I don't know. I probably would have picked. Okay, well, if we're picking characters that are original versus characters that are echoes, completely different conversation. Because then I would pick Ken before Tails. But if we're picking unique characters, I pick Tails first.
Oh, definitely over Sephiroth. Who saw that fucking coming?
Nobody. Like, you broke us with Cloud, and then we were just like, holy shit, we got Cloud. And then nobody ever, like, Cloud was a joke for years. You would never think Cloud was going to get in. And then we're just like, okay, we got him, cool. So what other Final Fantasy character are we get? Are we going to get, like, Warrior of Light? Are we going to get Squall? Are we going to get Lightning or Noctis? And there's Sephiroth comes in, it's like, oh, did none of you think it would be me? It's like, no, literally none of us thought you would be the second Final Fantasy character. What? Like, judging from the trends we got with the other third parties, Zack would have made more sense.
Yep. But no, with that Gongaga home stage, I'm saying.
There wouldn't be anything to a Gongaga home stage. If anything, it would be... Oh, shoot, what's that place called? Benora. It would be Benora, if anything.
I don't disagree.
Or the gold saucer. No, give me the gold saucer. No, it'd be Nibelheim. It'd be Nibelheim with the mansion.
Sounds great. Sounds great to me. Knuckles, though. Feeling around, it's likely because it's a Sega Sonic, but I mean, the likelihood compared to Tails is significant, like much lower in my opinion.
Now that the barrier has been broken, we found around not just second, third party reps, but also second unique third party reps. Knuckles is absolutely on the table. For me, he would not have been on the table before Sephiroth or Kin or any of them. And be like, nope, never fucking happening. No, I refuse to believe it. But
right.
I would give him a higher score if it wasn't for his competition. But I'm going to go with 40%.
Definitely. Really? That's actually a lot higher than I was thinking at first. It's like more around 25.
I mean, I think a second Sonic character has very good chances, assuming, who knows what the next Smash team is going to look like, as we've discussed. It could come in a variety of forms. But we've been surprised before. And if Sakurai or whoever else thinks that Knuckles can provide more unique tools for the table than Tails or Shadow or Eggman, then that's what they're going to do.
True. Okay. I'll raise mine to 30 then.
Okay. And I'll average this out to 35%.
Nice.
All right, this next one. Also, we didn't really say why Knuckles was here. What was the Sonic game that released in last year?
Sonic Superstars.
Sure. I don't remember that, but sure. There we go. We should announce these games because we're kind of promoting them here, right?
All
right.
They need our help.
They do. You know what? To help another small indie dev studio with a little bit of promotion, from Fire Emblem Engage, it's Alear. It's Alear. Listen, we had to discuss Alear. We all know it. At least he's not here in Mario Kart.
That already happened.
I broke you then. I broke you so hard, and it was fun.
Oh, you did. What a time that was. Could have said anything. Could have said Walhart.
No.
Could have said Devkin.
No. Come on now. Come on now. Now you're being unfair. I could have said Celica.
Oh, yeah, you could have.
But come on, Walhart, come on now. You know that's not fair. Alir's above those two at least.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Coke and Pepsi are both popular brands. True.
What about toothpaste?
Yeah. Colgate, pretty Trident. Yeah.
Yeah. For
Yep.
some reason, like male Alir was always associated with Pepsi. Female Alir was Colgate toothpaste. It's like I don't know why the fans decided this, but they did. It's like, all right, sure. We have Pepsi, whatever the fuck they call that, the hyphen word or whatever, and toothpaste Chan. It's like, why internet? Why? I don't get it, but okay.
The
All
most
right.
you'll ever get out of either of those characters.
I mean, look, Engage wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't very interesting most of the time, story wise. Gameplay was pretty good. I like the gameplay, but the story,
Me too.
eh,
Throw
yeah.
away. Yep.
And the character designs, there's some good ones. There's some great character designs, and then there's Alir.
Yeah.
There's also Celine and her ballroom gown dress. Like, what? But Tamara, Tamara and Diamant, amazing designs.
Fair. Yeah, I still, I mean, sidebar, but I still can't fully grasp, like, is it because it's less offensive than Fates, does that make it a better story? Or because it's more pedestrian than Fates, does that make it a worse story? It's like, eh.
Well, it's a more bog standard story. But it doesn't have Takumi, and it doesn't have the other Hoshiden siblings being idiots.
Oh, fuck.
It's sort of just like,
You're right.
You joined your family that you knew your whole life, and not us, your real siblings that you've known for a day? Betrayal! It's like, dude, conquest. But Birthright's story is, like, in Birthright, it makes sense why the Norse siblings might be upset with you, because you're betraying them. In Conquest, it makes no sense that the Hoshiden siblings would be upset with you. No sense at all.
True.
And then Revelations, where both of them are just like, you chose neither of us? What the fuck? It's like, calm down. Jesus Christ. Anyways, Alir and their chances in Smash. Yeah, it's an improvement in some ways. It's more boring in others. But here's the thing with Alir and Smash. Every single every single Smash Bros. Game since Melee has added at least one new Fire Emblem character to the roster. Actually, they've all added at least two. No, they haven't. Ike was the only one in Brawl. Should have gotten Lyn. Maybe one day we can fix that. But we've always gotten at least one, and I'm fairly certain always the most recent Fire Emblem game that's gotten a character. So at this point in time, it would seem like Alir has a 99% chance. That's what the evidence tells us. However, here's the thing. Engage, by the time the next Smash Bros. Game comes out or is being worked on, Engage probably won't be the next Fire Emblem game anymore. Unless we're all being joked at in an accident production right now and Sakurai is laughing at us from his Piranha Plant household. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Alir's going to get skipped. Alir is going to go the way of Lyn or the other games that were just released to... Or not, actually, no, Lyn was a bad example. Ephraim's a better example. Because Stones. Who got stipulated by Ike. I think it's going to be another Fire Emblem game in between, whether that's the rumored remake of Genealogy that has been said to have been done since before we even knew that Engage is going to be a thing. Because Engage and the Engage leaked and the Genealogy remake leaked at the same time. And then they've said, like, yeah, both these games have been done and they're sitting on them. especially the remake for Genealogy. It's been sat on for a while. It's like, just release the game. Or Nintendo, stop making games and then sitting on the releases. Just release the game.
Yeah.
Give us
An awful
the
trend.
Genealogy remake. Give us the 2 Zelda ports for Wind Waker and Twilight Princess that we all know that you have. And the rest of the Metroid Prime trilogy. Why did you only give us Prime 1? Give us part 2 and 3. What the fuck is going on over there? Weird.
The Pikmin fans get to eat.
Yeah.
So why not?
But it seems like whether it's that remake or a new Fire Emblem game that's going to come out between now and the next Smash, I don't think Alir's going to be the new character anymore. I really don't think they are. And I think that's a very good thing, because Alir, gameplay-wise, would not really bring anything new to Smash. I mean, at least Corrin had like their dragon form that they could transform into. Alir, yeah, they're a dragon, but they never transform even in story beats. In no story beat, in any cutscene at all. Granted, I have not done the Fell Xenologue DLC, so I don't know if there's any transformation there. But in the base game, there is nothing. So unless you're just going to make Alir a summoning character, where they have Sigurd do an attack, or they have Celica do an attack, or whatever, then Alir brings something to the table. And at that point, if you're going to go that route, just give us Sigurd or Celica anyways. That'd be way better. So I honestly don't think Alir is going to happen. I think it's actually a really low chance.
Even if you're going for a... True. Even if you're going for a summoning character, you can always do Kirin, and that's a little evergreen.
Or do somebody like N from Pokemon Trainer, or from Pokemon Gen 5. Or, I mean, there's a lot of potential characters that, I mean, we've talked about before that could work as a summoning type character. I don't think you need to waste that on Alir.
No, not at all. And that's another thing too. You know as well as I do that if Alir was in the game, that the main ring emblem they'd focus on would be Marth. It's going to be Marth.
It'll be Marth.
Yeah.
It's like we already have Marth in the game. We have 4 Marths in the game. We don't need another Marth and a half.
How would you feel about that? You know, you have your Marth, your Fire Marth, your Buff Marth, your Girl Marth, your Girl Marth's Dad Marth.
I was going to say Daddy Marth.
Yep. And then you're going to add in this one, Marth on Marth.
Marth. Colgate Marth.
Yep, Pepsi Marth, Colgate Marth, good times.
Product placement.
One erodes your teeth, and the other, yeah. I agree. The gameplay would be box standard. It wouldn't be that exciting. It would actually be very disappointing to me personally.
It would supplant Corrin as the most disappointing Fire Emblem character to be added to Smash, which is strange. Corrin should not hold that title. Like we're at the time, or Violet. Honestly, neither of them should hold that title. It should be Chrom.
Right.
Chrom should hold that title.
And yet Chrom is strangely beloved. He's okay.
I mean, in Awakening, I understand it. In Smash, it's like, why did you guys want Chrom? He doesn't... I mean, they could make Chrom play differently, but he doesn't bring anything new.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. So with Alir, though, I tend to agree. We're Smash takes a long time to develop. If they haven't even started yet, we're going to get 1 or 2 more Fire Emblem games before Smash.
Yeah.
That could be Sigurd or Celica or Micaiah or whoever from the million remakes that they have been talking about or rumored, particularly Genealogy, like you said.
Lynn.
Or a brand new character entirely.
Yep.
Could make it in over Alir.
Protagonist of the next game.
Yes, them. Name withheld at this time. So I would
Tsubasa
go
or Ribe from Tokyo Mirage Sessions 2.
Oh boy. Who summons Alir?
No, she would summon Sita.
Oh, okay.
Now, if we had to be the actual main character of that game, Itsuki, he would summon Marth. No, I'm sorry, he would summon Crumb. Who
Crumb,
is
yep.
just Marth.
Ghastly looking like ghost Crumb, but yeah. Good times. So yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, engage is engaging from the gameplay. Yeah, precisely. Yeah, the gameplay. Yeah, likewise, engage's gameplay is pretty good. In many respects, I just can't believe we went from 3 houses and the complexities of that game to this. That being said, yep. 5%.
I was actually going to go a decent bit higher and say 12%. Because there is always the chance that it is being made now or in the near future.
Sure.
And
okay.
Who knows?
8% then.
All right. 12 and 8% is going to go up to 10.
Yeehaw.
All right. Our next character from... Shit. What was the full title of this remake? Because, spoiler, this character's from a remake.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The next character's from a remake. But it was... Yeah. Oh. Hey, there's a 4th game that has Deluxe.
Wow.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. It's the character that a lot of people say that we should get as our next Kirby antagonist in Smash. I disagree. But most people tend to say Megalore.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
The little ball man.
The little
with the pointy ears.
Yes, the other little ball man is Marks. He does not have pointy ears that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's got a hat. Megalore, much like Marks, plays the role at the beginning of the game where it's like, hey, Kirby, help me. Things are bad, and we need you to save the world. Kirby's just like, okay. And then Kirby goes and does his thing. And then Megalore's just like, ha, you fool. Now I can take over the world. Thanks. You really helped me out, buddy. You're a real pal. And he becomes a dick. Megalore is not a character that I am personally excited by, but I understand why people are picking him. I do get it. I think Megalore's biggest points are that, one, we get a villain type character, so there's some little bit different than that. He's got a lot of abilities in... he becomes playable in Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Because apparently he doesn't die, and now he's like a shell of his former self or something. And he's got plenty of moves to pull from, not only from his boss battle, from his playable appearance, and he's also playable in Star Allies, because it's what so many
everyone is,
playing. Yeah, there's... I love what they did that with Star Allies, though. It's really cool. So there's plenty to pull from him, and he's also from the most recent Kirby game, or Forbidden. No, I can't remember if I think it released after Forbidden Land, or before.
It did. Yep.
Okay, yeah. It's at the very least, if not the most recent, is very close to being one of the more recent Kirby games. And the villains of Return to Dream or of Forgotten Land don't really work. The only options that Forgotten Land gives you is Bandanity, which is fine. But Bandanity is also in Return to Land. But Megalore, is even more recent, so there's decent bet to pull him there. What works against Megalore is quite simply the fact that Bandanity is not in the game yet. And again, while that's not a character we're excited by, it's hard to deny that Bandanity's likelihood is extremely high. If we get a different Kirby character before him, it's going to be because Sakurai just does not want to include Bandanity.
Yep. So yeah, Sakurai's going to be like, here's Rick, a character I made.
True. Here's Rick
and Gooey
and Goo.
Here's Waddle Doo.
Bandana Waddle Doo.
I think that may actually exist, so why not? Yeah, again, I agree with all your points. Bandana Waddle Dee is the biggest thing here that's in the way of Megalore. Marks, unfortunately, I do think the Megalure has probably the most prescience over the other villains at this point. Just due to recency more than anything. And he does seem to be awfully popular with a certain crowd. I guess at this point, Kirby's never a guarantee. We haven't gotten evidence yet that Sakurai or Nintendo is prioritizing Kirby as far as Smash goes. Sakurai kind of brought King Dedede in, and Meta Knight in, and then he was done. It took him 3 games to even put those 3 in.
And he didn't even want to put them both in.
No. I think it was going to be Meta Knight and then done, right?
I think so, yeah.
But then, the pressure was on, and he's like, okay, this may be my last Smash, as he said time and time again. So
the only time he hasn't said that was 64 and Smash 4, because both of them immediately started working on the next game.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Decent chances, but it's kind of the Wild West out here. We don't know. Like, if there's another Kirby character, it's going to be Bandana D, and then we don't know. Like, is there room for 2 more Kirby characters? Technically, yeah. It's a really popular franchise. Will that happen? I don't know. There's no evidence pointing to it happening or not happening. There's not really a trend to go with Kirby characters in Smash. So how are you feeling on that percentage?
Gets points for recency, gets points for villain, gets points for being a popular fan pick, loses a lot of those points for Bandanity. I'm feeling 28%.
Fair. I was going to say 25.
All right. That gives us 26.5%, I think, or like something around there. I don't know, man. Numbers are weird. Yep, 26.5. Cool.
Sweet.
All right. Our last character to discuss for Rate Their Characters today, I believe, is the most recent character of all of these. Brand new, not a remake, but their series has some history to it. From Final Fantasy XVI, Clive Rosfield. The latest protagonist in the Final Fantasy franchise. I don't know a whole lot about the game. I've kind of stayed away from learning too much. I know some things, as when you involve yourself in the Final Fantasy community and play 14 that was made by the same director as 16. It's kind of hard to avoid some things. But I don't know a lot of the spoilers, so I don't know too much of what goes on with Clive and his journey. But I don't think that's what's important here. What's important here is 2 things. 1, will we get a 3rd Final Fantasy character? 2, who? I think past Cloud and Sephiroth, if we get another Final Fantasy character, it is either going to be Warrior of Light for being who started it all, or whoever happens to be the most recent Final Fantasy character at that time, which right now is Clive. And while I think Alear won't be the most recent Fire Emblem character when the next match comes around, there's a decent chance Clive will still be the most recent Final Fantasy character, considering the years that tend to go in between those games. God damn. Right. Either that, or it's going to be another fan favorite pick from somewhere in the middle. Cecil, Terra,
Tifa.
Yeah, a 3rd character from 7. Yeah.
Barrett.
It won't be Barrett. If we get a 3rd character from Final Fantasy 7, it's either going to be Tifa or it's going to be Zack.
Mm-hmm. That other girl from Rebirth, whose name I keep forgetting, Jessica? Yeah, her. Red.
Oh my god.
We'll make it in.
Jessie. You're thinking of Jessie, who was in the original, one. Just for far less and had a lot less characterization. To be fair, almost everybody had a lot less characterization of the original compared to remake.
That's also true. Let's see. Who else?
I think there's a shot of Aerith, but I don't think she compares to the chances of Tifa and Zack. It would be 100% would be one of them. There's another Final Fantasy VII character.
Genesis, Vincent,
Absolutely not Genesis. Absolutely not Kate Sith. Vincent has higher chances than Barrett, but nowhere near Tifa or Zack.
Bugenhagen.
No. Now, as a spirit battle, fuck yeah, Bugenhagen spirit battle. I love it, but
there you go.
Not a character. Not even an assist trophy. No, Don Corneo assist. Now, Don Corneo spirit battle. There's a thought.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be Wario, obviously. But what
there you
else
go.
would even be in that battle?
Marlene Wallace.
No. Stop it. Talk about Clive.
Oh, yeah, that guy. That guy. It's funny that there's all these really strange names throughout the entirety of Final Fantasy, and we land on Clive, and we're like, really? Clive?
Yeah, let's go through the character names of just the main protagonists of each game here for a second. All right, so there's the Nameless Warrior from Final Fantasy 1. Then there's Furion, pretty strong name, I would say. The Nameless Onion Knights from Final Fantasy 3, not counting the remake where they got names. Final Fantasy 4 gave us Cecil, which is not a common name, but it's still like a normal person's name, just not a common one at all anymore. Final Fantasy 5 gave us Bartz, or as he's perhaps closer to the actual translation, Butts. B-U-T-Z, Butts Klauser. From the town, and I don't kid, his hometown is called Lix. L-I-X. Butts from Lix. Good old Final Fantasy 5. Yeah, we love you. 6 gave us Terra. Not a common name, but a really cool sounding one. 7, obviously Cloud. 8, Squall. They had a bit of a weather kick going on there, or, well, Terra's not really weather, but it's Earth. Zidane for 9. Tidus for 10. The 11 is an online game. 12 is Vaughn. Kind of a whatever name. That's fine. 13, Lightning, or back to the weather thing. 14, again, online. 15, Noctis, which is how people putting that in the whole weather thing. I don't know what Noctis means in weather, but apparently it's a thing. And then all of a sudden, 16, Clive. Now, Clive, I mean, I guess he's really on the same level as Cecil, because it's not like we're calling him Bob. But it doesn't. It definitely sounds strange.
What else is strange? It was a total revitalization of the series. It's got kind of a Souls-like adventure game now.
No, that's Stranger of Paradise.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, this is more of an action game. It's still an RPG, but it's got a lot of action equivalents. Stranger of Paradise is the Dark Souls equivalent.
Interesting. But yeah, an action game. I bet. I'm interested in playing the game. Not just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most recent Final Fantasy. So the question, as you said, is: are we getting another Final Fantasy character? If we are, then its chances are fairly high.
Yeah. I mean, the two most important things about Clive are, one, he's the most recent Final Fantasy protagonist, and two, unlike the last couple non-online Final Fantasy games, 16 I've seen vastly positive responses to. 15 had a lot of problems that people put it out and didn't like. 13 had a lot of problems people put it out and didn't like. 12 had a lot of problems people put it out and didn't like. 16, I haven't seen that from. I might be wrong, maybe I'm missing things, but I haven't seen that about 16. Not compared to 15, 13, and 12, at least.
Yeah, it was super well received. It's in the running for Game of the Year, but of course there's always a lot going against it. And yeah, I mean recently Who was it? Oh yeah, Sakaguchi and Yoshi P appeared together, and he was like, "Oh, 16, so great! Oh, we love you!" And Yoshi P started crying. So I guess that's kind of the direction they're going.
He was also praising him for like the creator of Final Fantasy has become addicted to Final Fantasy 14, and I love that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, yeah. As far as Final Fantasy getting a third character goes, I don't know. Like there are so many different. You would think not, but it is a major franchise, beloved the world round.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have this theory where, like, oh, if Cloud's going to make it into Smash Ultimate, you need to have Sephiroth as a DLC character or Hero as a DLC. Basically, they have to incentivize them giving Nintendo a quote freebie unquote with Cloud in the base game.
Right.
So if we're getting an Ultimate 2 per se, and we're getting Cloud and Hero and Sephiroth and Sora, what's the trade?
We got to get 4 more DLCs. We got to get Clive. We got to get Jessica. We got to get nope, not Lara Croft because they don't own her anymore. We got to get Chrono and what's another Square property?
Kefka.
That's a non-Final Fantasy.
Fuck. Dragon Lord.
I mean, I already said a Dragon Quest character with Jessica.
Oh, you did. You did.
Yeah, Jessica Albert from Dragon Quest VIII. I mean, there's Bravely Default. I mean, I'm kind of joking how there's nothing else. But no, yeah, there is Bravely Default. There's the I think Saga might be Square, but there's the Mana series. Octopath, yeah. There's the other game for Chrono Cross, which I fucking love. There's other things I just don't. Oh, they also own Thief. Go with that guy.
Yeah, there you go. Tales of Dragoon.
That's not Square. That is Sony.
Yep. No, yeah, it is. Definitely Sony.
100% is Sony. I would know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But anyways, that is basically the two big things that are important about Clive is, are we going to get a third Final Fantasy character? Okay. Are they going to be the most recent character?
By our logic, it could be both. Warrior of Light and Clive. And Mog Knight in the middle.
Clive. Mog Knight is not a character. Also get Terra.
Chocobo.
And then let's go with my actual character from Final Fantasy 14 is the 4th Final Fantasy character. That comes in after all the other 3. Yep.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, percentages with Clive. There's honestly a chance. There's a chance. I'm just not sure where that chance lies. There's a good chance that we get a third Final Fantasy character. And honestly, while I'm of mixed minds about it, because one, I don't want to get it. I want to get a different franchise to be represented. Whether that's a Square Enix franchise or somewhere else. Oh yeah, we forgot to say 2B as another Square Enix character. Jesus Christ.
Whoops.
Wow.
Whoops.
Wow. Oof. That's a blunder. On the other hand, I do want there to be a third Final Fantasy character, just so that it feels less weird that we have Sephiroth in here alongside Cloud. It would feel less strange if we got another one of them. And then they give us Steve that I just quit everything. But for Clive, it's really hard to judge. I'm going to say 18%.
Okay. I was feeling much higher. I was going to say 30, but I'll
30 is where I started, but then I'll just break it down.
Let's just see what that difference is between 18 and 30, that the median, and go with it, I guess.
It's going to be something like 24.
Yeah, fair. I mean, 16 times 2 is 24.
It's 24.
There you go. You know what? He ain't Vothri, but I'll give it to him if he wants to come in.
need you to learn more things about 14 than just Val 3. Jesus Christ. But that means that currently, after one episode, our top of the leaderboard for Season 5 Breakthrough Chances is Knuckles the Echidna at 35%. I hope that leaderboard gets better competition. Honestly, I mean, he has a shot. He just has a lot of competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
All right, well, it's time for Smash or Dash. Now, similarly to all those 5 characters, we have 4 characters here that, they've had a game in the past year. We're starting things off with 2 characters whose games are remakes instead of being a completely new game. So we have Andy from Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, which will probably forever be my favorite title for a remake game ever in all of existence, because Reboot Camp is just perfection.
Brilliant.
Whoever came up with that, give that person a raise. Holy shit, that's genius. And then Andy's opponent is Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia Remastered.
Oh, buddy.
We got 2 heroes in red. 2 brunette male heroes in red. One that wields dual swords, the other one that wields dual wrenches. Hey.
What a way to start the season.
Yep.
And you thought blue-haired swordsmen were in abundance.
They are. All right, Jonno. So you know more about Advanced Wars than I do. You've actually played the games? Good. So start us off.
I haven't beaten all of them, but I've played them. With the exception of Reboot Camp, actually. I'll get to it. So in Advanced Wars, it's developed by Intelligent Systems. It was the predecessor, or rather, it was came a little bit after Fire Emblem in the East. I believe debuting as Nintendo Wars on the Famicom and the Game Boy before coming on as Advance Wars and internationally on the Game Boy Advance. Naturally,
I think Advance Wars is where Andy started, but the series predates him.
Mm-hmm. The series predates him. I believe Nell was the Orange Star CEO before he was. If I don't follow me on that. Yeah. So it's similar to Fire Emblem in that it's a top-down, grid-based strategy RPG. But you are building military structures like barracks or helicopter bases or whatever to develop different units. And you have various commanding officers representing different fictional countries from around the world. Andy is the Orange Star commanding officer. So he is the leader of the Orange Star unit and commands the Orange Star army in these games. He has every CO has a specific skills. His is hyper repair, where he can repair and reinforce his units twice as fast as other COs can. And he's kind of just a silly kid dropped into a serious situation, like World War. Yeah, that'll do that to you.
Speaking of silly kids being dropped into silly situations, which leads to more or less trying to stop a world war, we have Lloyd Irving. Lloyd, his journey starts out pretty simply. There's basically a prison camp nearby, and he gets involved. There's the soldiers of like some other army, and they're just dicks, kind of what you expect. And he gets in trouble. They fight, and he ends up having to go on a journey while having to protect a girl named Estelle, who is essentially supposed to revitalize the entire world with magic. But it kind of involves, sacrificing your life, which, that tends to not be a good thing. But character-wise, Lloyd is very much a dipshit. He's a complete moron. He is. And it's canon. Because at some point in the game, they talk about like you are a student, and one of your party members is your teacher. Great. Wait, is this Final Fantasy VIII? No. Um, uh, and later on in the game, you can like all the characters can like take some kind of test. I don't remember what the test is about, but it's like a general knowledge thing, and he scores the worst out of all your party members. He does really bad. It's like he is canonically dumb as fuck, which is amusing in a certain way. Like I don't like I've talked shit about the character before, and I don't necessarily hate him, but I do find sometimes it's just could take his stupidity plus his naivety, and it's like, oh my god, are you aggravating at times? Holy shit, dude! But he's still he's doing things for the right reasons. He doesn't want people to suffer. He doesn't want to have to deal with asshole other army types. And when people are threatening the world and threatening to kill his friends, well, he's not really gonna let that happen. He's he wields. He's kind of like your typical JRPG protagonist in that he wields swords, but he does wield two. So that's a little bit of uniqueness to him. And like any other character in the Tales series, he has his own series of arts, of special techniques and moves that he can utilize, which are oftentimes shared between other of the main hero Tales games. I don't know what the fuck you're doing over there with the noise, but he also got to be in Soul Calibur Legends, so Andy didn't get to do that.
Yeah, good times. This game also had a sequel.
Yeah, and he's appeared in several other crossovers with the Tales series. I believe he's also he's in the Namco cross Capcom series as well. I know he's in Project Cross Center. I don't know if he's in any of the other Capcom cross Namco titles.
Yeah, he's no Yuri Lowell, but he's still pretty popular too, right?
Yeah, he mostly gets talked about because Tales of Symphonia was on the GameCube, and I want to say it was the first Tales game to be on a Nintendo console, but I'm not entirely sure about that. It's far from familiar now, but
but they were different times. Those early 2000s. Yeah, and Tales always interesting. I mean, for multiple reasons. It's another Namco thing, and now that Tekken's been included alongside Pac-Man, you feel like it's only natural to go Tales next. It's either Tales or Soul Calibur.
Absolutely, Tales before Soul Calibur. Absolutely. It's either Tales or something retro.
Klonoa, baby.
I mean, not the. I would
Dig Dug.
I would probably say Klonoa before Soul Calibur, and I like Soul Calibur, but when I think about Soul Calibur and Smash, I don't think it'd be as interesting.
Oh no. It would be Sword Tekken, which is basically what Soul Calibur is.
Yeah.
I also like Soul Calibur though. Voldo for Smash.
No, not Voldo. No.
Zasalamel for Smash.
Zasalamel.
There you go. Yeah, that guy. Catsup.
No.
So, yeah, and Tales also plays a lot of people. I've never played Tales myself yet. I actually own Vesperia on PS4 now. I just haven't. A recurring trend. I haven't gotten to it. That being said,
I mean, I had to
I've heard and I've seen.
3.
Yeah, it takes a lot to finish a game for me these days. That being said, Tales plays kind of like some people say it's like Smash, but in RPG form.
I would say it's Tekken, but or I would say it's Soul Calibur in an RPG form.
So still a fighting
the
game,
fighting arena, like the fighting arena, like it's live combat, it's action-y combat, but you're in like a 3D arena that you can run around in, and then you're doing your RPG attacks in that.
Nice. And Lloyd's attacks are mostly sword based.
I mean, for his standard attacks, yeah, but it's swords and like, so well, yeah, I guess for the swords and like a few projectiles type stuff.
Okay, cool. And I imagine in Smash, you probably like what a combo heavy character. What do you imagine?
Honestly,
Tails,
yeah,
okay.
combos are. Yeah, I mean that would make sense with him considering how
Okay.
Tails franchise tends to work. So yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine
It would-
combos like his standard move is absolutely going to be Demon Fang because that's his one projectile.
Mhm.
But beyond that,
Mhm.
he's got a variety of different sword-based techniques, which unfortunately the Tails wiki really does not give you good lists of everything that a character can do. It's kind of annoying. Like
Mhm.
they could absolutely improve that, but
Mhm. Maybe your next project.
no, absolutely not.
he has a
Absolutely not.
he has a canine companion too, right? No, that's Yuri.
That's
No, that's Yuri.
Yuri. Yeah, Yuri has
Uh
Rapide. Tails or Lloyd just has Genus.
huh. His pants.
No, Genus, his friend, who is way smarter than him, and he is the mage.
Oh, oh, I like how his name is just Genius, but without a U.
And he is the resident genius next to his sister, who is their teacher.
Okay.
Also, they're both elves, but they don't, but not like normal elves. They're just elves. It's like, okay, what makes you an elf? Game, explain to me how these
What?
characters are elves. We will not. Like, okay, whatever.
All right. Okay. Andy, on the other hand, how you would translate a character like this? I mean, to talk more about his characterization,
Yeah.
he's a little on the happy-go-lucky, naive airhead side too, but he's kind of like a forward front protagonist too. He's your shonen lead character, airhead dude like Luffy or Naruto. Honestly,
Okay, so
but
we have two dumbasses, is what you're saying.
yep, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, Nell and Sammy and Max really carry this kid. But he's interesting because he's more of a strategist or and a healing unit. So how do you translate that into Smash? Well, he's a CO, so I made a Smashdovia Musa for Andy some time ago. And this is a character you can place instead of a vehicle like Bowser Jr. Slap him into an Orange Star tank. Like a little mini version of the tank. Yep. Yep. You'll see it now. And he could command different units. He could be similar to a summoning character. Have the infantry and mechs, the bikers, battlecopter, all part of his special move set. And this could be without the tank as well, but I had to be extra. He's also capable of capturing land, which is a major portion of Advance Wars, where you're beating down a skyscraper to capture a certain amount of land and create a barrier. He has heavy upgrades and hyper repairs that he could use to unleash a bunch of different weapons on the stage at the same time, missiles and the like, different tanks, different everything. And his hyper repair too. You can use that to like lean into a certain area and heal yourself over a certain amount of time, like the healing barrier. So he'd be unique.
See, I would have
He'd be
taken
unique.
him in a similar direction, but not. First of all, I would not have him in a tank, and I would
I know.
not
That's
have like anything with a capturing land. I would just make him be a summoning character, just straight up. It's like, all right,
easy.
infantry, tank, plane,
Yeah.
just causing summoning mayhem like that. And it's like, oh well, you need another special. Okay, construct building of some sort. I don't know what buildings you would construct. Construct building, and it just like appears out from under him, and it just pushes him up into the air. That's what I do, Andy.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, yeah, and either way, no matter how you paint it, he'd be unique. I think it's fair to say more unique than Lloyd. It's just that uniqueness isn't everything to a character when you want to include them.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, sure, yeah, Lloyd would be very much a more standard type character. But like when I'm looking at the fighting style, this is basically just like exactly what it says about him in the wiki. Lloyd focuses on dealing melee physical damage with concentration in speed and combo building. So, dex build. Attacks such as Sonic Thrust and Sword Rain reflect his faster moves during battle. Sonic Thrust is basically a quick draw where he just starts with the blade. Sword Rain is a multiple stab attack in front of him. While sacrificing his damage output and durability, especially when compared to another character, Presea, who has a giant, well, not really a giant, but she wields an axe. Which is slightly terrifying. Like most swordsmen, his only ranged capabilities involve Demon Fang and other related arts. And then in another game, Dawn of the New World, he can use Blazing Tempest and Rising Phoenix as separate arts instead of being altered arts. Which, okay. Similarly, how you made a moveset for Andy, I made one for Lloyd several years ago, which I can bring
Nice.
Because I actually don't remember what I did for all of his moves. I know, yeah, I gave him Demon Fang for his standard special, so, you know, he swings at his sword and he generates a wave of shockwave energy that goes along the ground, going down the platform. Tempest is his side special, where he'll leap up into the air and basically fly forwards, rotating around himself, just slashing at anything in his way with his two swords. Rising Phoenix was his up special. He leaps up into the air with fire trailing beneath him, and then after he goes upwards at an angle a bit, he will then go downwards at a new angle, heading back towards the ground. Down special gave him was Grave Blade. He basically just like slams the flat of his blade against the ground in front of him. It just has basically kicks up the earth in front of him. Rocks and dust all get slammed up in front of him to hit people farther away. And then his final smash was I can't remember what they call him, if it's mythic arts or something like that. But they're basically just like a final smash or a break type attack. What is going on? What is that static? That is very loud.
What? Where?
Coming from you.
I don't hear anything.
Are you watching something? Because it's coming from you.
No.
It sounds like feedback.
Do you hear it right now?
No.
Weird. Odd.
Yeah.
Well, point it out if you heard it again.
Okay. But for Final Smash, it's Falcon's Crest, which he has two different... Again, I can't remember if it's called Mythic Arts or whatever, but he has two different attacks with this scale, and I picked Falcon's Crest for it, which is basically like a cinematic Final Smash. He just does the exact same cinematic that plays in that game for it. And then his extra skill I gave him was Beast, which was another attack he has, where he basically can create an ethereal lion's head that like appears in front of him and just like knock things away that are in front of him with a wind box. I also let him wall jump and crawl across the stage.
Nice, he can wall jump?
Yes.
Can he do the duck walk?
No.
Fuck. Oh well. Not everyone can be Link, I suppose.
Sure.
Sure. But yeah, a fine moveset. I mean, it's the kind of playstyle that I'm used to in Smash and would probably gravitate towards Lloyd if he were in.
Yeah.
Yeah. His side special, through the air somersaulting randomly as he spins his blades around. Does his side special, sidebar, carry him forward?
Yeah.
As well?
He jumps in the air and he spins going forwards.
Oh
so
my
be
god.
very careful near the edge.
Yep. It's the Mii Swordfighter side, one of the Mii Swordfighter side specials.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I didn't think about that, but yeah.
It's the move I gave baby Eric in Ultimate.
Congratulations.
Yep. Eric's mom, if you're listening, that was for you.
I'm sure she's proud.
Hey, I'm proud of him. I'm so proud of him.
Anyways, Lloyd and Andy. Also, they're
So
both wearing
yeah,
suspenders.
similar.
Why are there so many things about these characters that they're similar? What the fuck?
That was not intended, at least not on my end.
No, it wasn't. Most of this was not intentional about their... The only thing that was intentional was like, hey, both their games were remakes. That's it. That was the intentional part. This is not the first time we've done this. Accidentally discovering, oh shit, these characters are actually super similar. Fuck. So, what are you thinking? Are there any final thoughts here about these two?
No, I think we laid out their cases fairly well, and they're evenly matched in their own respects.
Okay. Well, it's time to do that thing that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Smash or dash?
Or dash.
What are you choosing?
Count of 3.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Waluigi.
Andy. I knew you were going to do that. Andy.
Andy. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely Andy between the two. Like even taking out my comments about Lloyd compared to Yuri aside, like not taking that into account at all, I think Andy would bring something a lot more unique to the table, being able to be like a commander on the battlefield, bringing out infantry units, tank units. I don't know the other types of units in Advance Wars. I wanted to play the game, but then its release date got shifted, and what it got shifted to, I no longer had an opportunity to play it. Whereas if it had gone with its original release date, I had nothing else going on then. So I haven't gotten a chance. Thanks, Nintendo.
Thank you, Nintendo. You know,
it's a thing. But I think you could do... I honestly don't know a good way to incorporate like his hyper repair ability, but absolutely... Like, we were talking about a summoning character earlier with the Leer. This is a character that you can use for a good summoning character.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Andy.
Yep. Andy over a Leer, everyone.
Yes.
And also Lloyd today.
And also...
Congratulations, Andy.
Lloyd. All right, so for our second matchup... Yes. For our second matchup, these two characters, they are... Well, one of them is brand new. They're both in brand new games, but one of them is a brand new character and their series has legacy. The other one is a character who then and their series have a good bit of legacy. First up, it's Ys Adol Christin, most recently from Ys 9, Monstrum Nox, I think is what it was called, if I'm remembering correctly. I want to say that's right.
Yep.
But then his opponent is Meowscarada from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Forgotten the Swordsman versus a Magician this time around.
Muy interesante. So I guess I'll start with Adol?
Yes, please do.
Okay, I've only played the first couple of games in the E series. Thank you, TurboGrafx 16, Virtual Console, Wii era stuff, sometimes. But generally, Adol he's old school. He debuted in 1987 with the first Ys game, way back in the day on MSX, I think. And it's just kind of started from there. His games have evolved from an RPG with a bump system, so it's a top-down like the original Zelda, and you walk around a map and just kind of run into opponents to defeat them. And that was innovative for the time. And then it just has kind of gone from there to play kind of like a Xenoblade-esque action RPG with the more recent titles. Adol himself, he's a world traveler, and he travels around this world of Ys, getting into various adventures and different story arcs. Maybe there's something concrete in there that's like overarching. I don't know myself, but yeah. He apparently his adventures have lasted him over 40 years canonically.
Wow.
however
old
that
is
works,
he?
right?
What?
Yeah, truly. So
he's only 24 as of the most recent game.
Wow.
He is 24 in Ys 9, and he's 17 in Ys 1. So I don't think this is 40 years worth of adventure. I really
his years
don't.
Of adventure, he's cataloged practically everything on the. Oh, he disappears after an expedition in the Arctic. That takes place over 40 years after his first adventure. What am I reading here? Some odd wiki. Anyway, he maybe they meant in the real world, and I misread. But yeah, his games the way that he plays, it's very typical for an action RPG. He has a lot of sword moves. He has a lot of like wind and aura and fire-based magic to go along with it.
He's also apparently a dragon warrior, but not that kind of dragon warrior. That there's no quest here.
No, he just kind of is. He's just that guy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we have Meowscarada, one of the fully evolved form of the grass type starter for the latest Pokemon games, Scarlet and Violet, evolving from Sprigatito to Florigato to Meowscarada, known as the Magician Pokemon number 908 in the National Pokedex. Overgrow is its ability like every other grass starter before it, but it's got Protean, its hidden ability, which Protean's pretty good. It got nerfed in Gen 8, but it's still pretty good. Mostly grass type attacks, but there's a little bit of psychic in there. There's some dark, tiny bit of normal, tiny bit of psychic or fairy. And even then, that's just its level up moves. Its TM moveset is varied, like most Pokemon tend to be. Like every Pokemon pretty much gets toxic. Actually, wait,
yeah.
Does it not have toxic? I'm gonna feel real silly. Wait, no, actually, no. I don't think toxic is a. I think they removed toxic from being a TM in Gen 9, if I remember right. Something happened to toxic. I don't remember exactly what, but they did something to toxic. I don't think it's a TM anymore.
Huh.
But there's also, the brand new Gen 9 gimmick of terrestrialization. So you could always have Meowscarada go into a terrestrialization form, get a different type. That could be like a whole gimmick that it has where it's like some of its moves could change. And there's the new move of Terra Blast, which is always the same type of whatever Terra type your Pokemon is while they're terrestrialized. So there's something that they could do with that. And
That's
they
true.
have the new unique move Flower Trick, which inflicts damage bypassing accuracy, so it will always hit unless they're flying in the air, and it's always a crit. So it always hits and it's always a crit. That's kind of disgusting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. So a magician grass cat.
Yep.
On 2 legs.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, better than Incineroar, right?
Yes, actually.
Goddamn right.
Not like that's a very high bar, but yes.
I didn't say it was.
Nope. There's something a little strange about that design, but it could have definitely been worse.
Agreed. I
just
overall like it, but it also doesn't feel. It doesn't feel
complete. Like there's something off.
But I don't mean complete as in it needs to evolve. I mean complete as in conceptually the design wasn't finished.
Agreed.
Something is wrong with the arms and the mask compared to the head behind it. It just doesn't match up very well in my opinion.
I agree. Just that and having the bipedal animal like cat in particular these last couple gens, it's like
Yeah.
But that bias aside, I mean the moveset potential is pretty strong. It's intriguing. It's not Decidueye, but it's intriguing.
Yeah, agreed.
Thank you, Sakurai.
I get why he picked Incineroar. I do understand it. But Decidueye was right there.
Some days I still feel more disappointed in that than I do about the thing on your shirt. Piranha Plants. What a guy.
Meanwhile, looking over at Adol, it looks like he has a bunch of different skills that he has at his disposal, largely, sword related. Upward slashes, downward slashes. He has an energy blast attack, apparently, called Scud Sword. That's a name. Could have done with something better. Shockwave attacks, spinning slashes, kind of like the usual stuff that you would expect to see. I'm guessing Pentagram is his like ultimate. Well, actually, no, I'm guessing Lunar Dragonblade is probably his ultimate thing, but there's no description of it, so I don't know. It's like cool. Instead, it's just like a fancy script. But then there's Pentagram, where he draws a star with a sword to create a blast of light. It's like, okay, that sounds like a Kingdom Hearts attack. But like each game, he has different specials, and probably most of the same ones. But there's a few things that look like they change. Aurifencer is a pretty cool name. I'll say that. From Ys 9 specifically, since that's the new game that we're kind of going off here. A multiple piercing move with Demonic Pierce. Upward slice with Rising Slash. Strike after jumping for a Fiery Slash with Void Blast. Vermilion Scythe. Instill despair into surrounding foes with a Whirling Crimson Scythe. Oh shit.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And out of fucking nowhere. That's cool.
Swift Raid. Lunge at an opponent's chest, unleashing a ferocious blow. Damn it, Adol. You a murderer. Prisoner. Where's he getting all this dark magic? Prisoner's Grasp. Round up enemies with a pall of darkness before striking them all at once. God damn, sir.
Wow.
He's got a fireball attack now with Flare Shot. He's got Flaming Claws with Calamity Combo. And then Cardinal Blast, imbue one's blade with immense arcane might, unleashing it in a forward line. And then Crimson Slash, whatever the fuck that is. Oh, apparently he's also got a warp technique now called Crimson Line that lets him warp forwards. And he just leaves like a trail of like a crimson smoke behind him. Huh.
Yep. I'm reading here that one of his more popular attacks is also Tornado Sword, where he creates a tornado that travels forward through his sword. Honestly, it's a lot more interesting than I thought it would be at first glance.
Yeah. Maybe you should play Ys 9.
Maybe. I'm also really curious why he suddenly has black hair when he's had red hair for literally 40 years.
Well, actually, that's only one of his images. He does still have red hair. Apparently, that's him being discussed, which is probably a spoiler. It's probably a spoiler. But there's also something about him being like the Crimson Lord or the Crimson King, which is probably where all these like fire and darkness attacks are. So I'm wondering if maybe like he kind of goes down a dark path in this game. Like, Jesus Christ, it all what happened?
Not a bad move. It's one way to keep the series going.
I mean, his design as Crimson Lord, Crimson King again, whatever it is a really cool outfit. Like, that shit looks good.
I also have to say that I appreciate that Adol is a sword fighter with a shield, so there's another different thing for Smash.
Just like Link and Marth.
Yep.
Well, actually, I guess Marth doesn't have his shield.
Marth does not have... Yeah.
But just
Marth
like Link
should.
And Young Link and Toon Link.
Yes. Although... They're far more they're utility based fighters when you consider their special moves. This is a pure sword fighter with a shield.
Yeah.
I enjoy this. Yeah, and then Meowscarada, I mean it's Pokemon. You bring in we've all been yearning for a grass type all this time. If it ain't the Decidueye, then this is a strong choice to fill that gap.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably a very common opinion by most Smash fans that we want a grass type starter in Smash. If you're going to give us Greninja and you're going to give us both Charizard and Incineroar, give us a grass type starter. Like, come on. Whether that's Meowscarada or they go back to an older gen and give us Decidueye or Chestnut or Superior or something, I don't know. Give us somebody.
No, totally. Superior, that would be interesting.
I mean,
yeah.
It probably wouldn't be my pick, but I would pick it over Torterra or Venusaur or Meganium. Sceptile is probably up there as well, but there's always been something about Sceptile's design that just has never gelled for me, both in Pokemon and as Smash potential. I love Grovyle. I love Trico. Just Sceptile is where they lose me. It's like, yeah.
Grovyle would be great.
I also forgot Rillaboom.
Mystery Dungeon.
I would not choose Rillaboom. Rillaboom
There's a
is
reason
boring.
why you. And that's the reason why you forgot him.
Honestly, yeah. I knew I was forgetting one of them. I just couldn't think of who it was.
Donkey Kong, but green.
Honestly, yeah.
Yep.
Ah, that's not exciting.
No.
Like, I'm very glad that
Jungle
we
Beast.
got. I'm very glad that Gen 8 won't be the most recent Pokemon Gen when the next match comes around. Gen 9 might not even be the most recent one anymore. Who knows? But I would have been very disappointed if they pick one of the Gen 8 starters. Like, oh, goody. None of them seem like Smash designs to me. Not Cinderace, not Rillaboom, not Inteleon. I honestly don't know what Gen 8 Pokemon I would pick for Smash. I'd have to think about that. Maybe I'll just
Gen
say
9, we get
Gengar.
Skeledirge. There you go.
I don't think it'd be Skeledirge. Gen 9 also, even if you don't look at starters, Gen 9 is also a hard one to pick a Pokemon rep for. It's like, man, what do you choose here? Because nothing seems. Well, true. Tinkerton has a lot of popularity. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Yeah, I think it pretty much has to be a popularity pick. Because the thing that would be the most central is Koraidon or Miraidon, but I don't think that would work out too well because you kind of have to have one or the other, and they're two. Like, sure, you could call them an Echo, I guess, but
Meh. Yeah. So all that being said, I don't know. I mean, these are again fairly even matchup because there's a lot that both of them have going for themselves moveset wise, and they're both fairly unique in their own respective lanes. They're also both filling kind of archetypal slots where it's like one's a Pokemon and one's a sword fighter, so it's like getting a lot of the rest of them either way.
yeah.
So it's like, the scales are even. It's so. Where do we go from there?
Well, one lets us represent a legacy third party series. The franchise, as you pointed out, has been around since 1987. Not on the MSX, actually. It was on like PC something. I don't. What was it? PC-8801. I don't know what that is.
Good times with that PC.8. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a few months before. It released on several different. I'm guessing it's just some kind of computer. So some form of computer that Japan had. Because it released on that, the X1, the PC 9801, FM-7/77, and FM-77AV, all before the MSX2, which the MSX2 was only 6 months after the PC 8801 release. So they released this thing on a lot of things. I'm just thinking it's different PC builds. That's what my confusion, which I think that's what the MSX2 is basically. I think.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
And then a year after it releases, when they put it on the NES. Well,
there you go.
Famicom technically, because it didn't come out to the States until the Sega Master System.
A hit console. In Britain, it sure was. Wow, this PC 8801 sure had a lot of different model upgrades.
I mean, computers tend to.
Yep. What a good-looking system.
Oh, hey, it's also you can play. It's on they remade Ys 1 for the DS.
That was really?
Huh. Yeah,
nice.
It got re-released on PS2, the Virtual Console for the Wii, the DS, the PSP, the DS again, which is. Oh wait, no, this doesn't make any. Oh wait, there's Ys 1 and 2 DS, and there's Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles, which are both on DS and both released the same day. This makes no sense to me. And then there's also a mobile port on Android and iOS.
Nice. There's a guy in the original Ys game named Slog, Slaghf.
Wow. Okay.
Fun trivia we're learning today. Whoa, God! Ys on the DS cost $180 on average.
Whoo! How about on the PSP? Probably even more expensive.
190. Yep.
Yep. All right.
Good times.
All right. Well, also his design in that first game is very much a symbol of its time. It's like the Fire Emblem art for the first few games.
Oh yeah.
Except worse. Worse.
Fair. Oh God, what's that grimace? What a design. Yep.
Man. All right. I mean, that was kind of how things were at the time, but oof.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do we have anything more to really say about either Adol or Meowscarada here? We've essentially got a swordsman that has a variety of sword techniques, a little bit of range, and some recently acquired fire and darkness related techniques, which are honestly kind of cool. Versus Meowscarada, grass type starter with mostly grass type moves, and then a little bit of the extra stuff. But they probably any of their attacks are probably presented in a magical form.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wave your little wand around and you make things happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the flower trick would have to be like its standard or something.
Yeah, and I think the flower trick is also like, because I don't know the animation for it, but I was assuming it uses that little flower pod thing in its official art. I'm assuming that's what gets used for flower trick.
Oh yeah,
like it's probably like a little magical bomb of some sort, I would guess.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing a lot of people say Petal Blizzard could be a good up special for Meowscarada.
That or Leaf Storm, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And Terra type Final Smash or something.
I would probably have the Final Smash be Terra Blast, yeah, considering that's the whole gimmick for Gen 9. Have it terrestrialize into grass type, so it's even more powerful with that one typing, and then it uses Terra Blast for a giant laser attack or explosion or something.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, before we started talking, I forgot that terraforms were even a thing.
Yep. Because it's kind of boring.
They're dumb.
I mean, it's better than Gigantamax.
Also fair.
But
also fair.
Mm-hmm. I really want them to pare back on the battle gimmicks. Like, listen, we don't need this.
No. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, pull back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we've about exhausted what we could say about these guys, though.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and figure it out then. Who is being added to Smash?
Okay. Count of 3?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Pauline.
Bandana Waddle-Doo. I would take Pauline probably over any of these guys. You're right.
I was thinking Waluigi. I was like, nah, he might say Waluigi this time, so I need to change it to somebody else.
Paper Mario wearing the Waluigi outfit badge from Thousand Year Door.
Yes.
There you go.
Paper Waluigi.
I wish we had Paper Waluigi in our world.
Yeah. But we don't.
Yeah.
Instead, my vote is for a character that is between these
Mine
two.
too.
Who's yours?
A character between these two. It's either Adol or Meowscarada. And I think I will go with the one with less characters in their name.
Okay, that's 12.
And their first name, I should clarify.
Oh, well, because I think it's 12 and 11, if I counted correctly. So you're going with Adol.
Yes.
That's actually surprising to me. I didn't think you would. Is that based largely on what we discovered about the fire and darkness shit?
It's largely based on what we discovered about the fire and darkness shit. It has to do with the legacy of the character, the Again, the sword and the shield, very simple for me, makes me happy. Because this is the type of fighter that I tend to gravitate towards in Smash. So it's like, so who would I rather biasly, personally choose? Adol.
Fair enough. I think for me, like I don't have any history with Adol or the Ys series, so it kind of makes it hard for me to just like have any attachment to him and envision some of these attacks. Reading some of the stuff he can do in Ys 9 kind of makes me interested in checking out Ys 9, but I also am worried that if I just play Ys 9 as my first Ys game, there's so much I'm not going to understand. Especially if they're possibly doing some kind of twist with him having gone evil or something. I don't know. And so that's I don't know. I'm kind of worried about Ys with that regard for me in terms of playing it. Where meanwhile Meowscarada, hey, I know Pokemon. I know Pokemon pretty well, and I want a grass type starter, and that makes it pretty simple for me. Give me Meowscarada.
Yeah. 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 Yep. True.
Which means we have a tie. Been a while since we had one of these.
Well, we'll have to ask our closest friends for votes.
And anybody that's watching or listening can send your votes to. Do we have? We should just. Why don't we? Do we have an email account?
Not an official one. How about
we should probably make one.
Yes. Supercastbrothers at probablygmail.com. Let's just say that, and by the time this episode comes out, it'll be out there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make that right now.
Oh, I am.
And
I am making it right this second.
Okay, well, let's see if that's even. I'm sure it's available, but if it's not available, we can't tell them email supercastbrothers@gmail.com if that belongs to somebody else. Also, because of Gmail, you have to give them a phone number to verify, which sucks. You didn't used to. That's why I have 2 burner Gmail accounts.
We could go with Gmail, but I apparently made a Supercast Brothers email account with them a long time ago and forgot the password.
Reset your password. All right, so we do have an email. He just has to figure out his password.
It's not attached to any phone number, so I can't reset it.
But did you not attach it to another one of your emails?
Apparently not.
Did you try your usual passwords?
Yes. I can try again. Let's try again. Real quick. Real time. Thanks for staying with us, folks. We're so happy to have you here with us today. So excited, and we love your warmth and generosity. And
the important things to know, everybody, is Andy won his matchup, and he's going to be in the Tournament of Champions later this season. And then your votes can determine who will be chosen between Adol Christin or Meowscarada, based on either what you learned here from us today talking about these characters, or what you already know about them and your own personal biases, which, hey, there is nothing wrong with having a personal bias in this context. In other contexts, yeah, it kind of depends on the context. Maybe you don't have a personal bias if you're a juror in a trial. That's probably one you should not have a bias in.
Probably not. Yeah. How do you feel about a Yahoo email account?
I mean, I prefer Gmail, but if you fucked up, you fucked up, kid.
Okay, supercastbrothers@yahoo.com is available, and I'm registering it right now.
There you go, everybody.
Proving I'm not a robot.
Send your votes to that email account, or you can comment them on anything that's comment section. I don't know if Spotify or any of those do, but I know YouTube does, so you can just post it there.
It sure does.
I mean, we really wouldn't be able to tell if you send a vote both to YouTube and to the email account, so... I mean, we might be able to tell, but probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, good times.
Yep. Well,
let's get that poll done. Yay.
Yeah. So next month, Super Cast Brothers, it's on topic. And you know, we kind of talked a little bit about echoes in this episode, didn't we? We touched on them just a teensy bit with, like, talking about Knuckles and whatever. And we talked about echoes, you know, back in season 1, Clones versus Echoes. and we're going to talk about them again. And thinking about, what are some echoes that we could get in the next MASH game or whatever. We only got a few in Ultimate, but who else is out there that we could get?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of potential characters.
Mm-hmm.
More than you'd think.
Truly.
All right. Well, that's the episode. Bye.
That's Dunban over there.
No, that's supercastbrothers at yahoo.com over there.
Oh, yeah. Do that.